Welcome everyone. It's gonna watch some news and we can all share a little bit of time together. As you can see, it's midnight in Melbourne, Australia at the moment. And it's Sunday. Well, Monday by 2 minutes. But I thought we'd share some time. I had a bit of a nap, and then I had a coffee, so I couldn't sleep. So it's one of those nights here. They said storm, but stormy weather, you know. Hello, sweetheart. Good morning. You're awake, my darling? Good morning, good morning. I was just watching the pictures are beautiful, aren't they? But yeah, it'll be good to see some beautiful. You know how we were talking about the magpies in Australia, and you probably know about Peggy and Molly, the Australian magpie. They got rescued by a beautiful couple, and the dog started kind of like creating milk and feeding the magpie. So good. And then, good morning, Janet. It's such a heartwarming story about the magpie and the doggy. And the actual magpie was barking like a dog. So cute. Hang on, I'll put it on. How you guys going? As you know. Good. How you feeling, Janet? Did you get a little bit better? I'll start with this story. It's a funny one. You know, I love reading, and I went to the library and bookshops and stuff, but we start with these. Some are old stories. Oh, good. But I thought we all enjoy.
It's a crime so bizarre you wouldn't read about it.
Disgusting. It is very disgusting.
This young woman apparently loves romance novels so much she just can't keep her hands off them. She was caught on CCTV nearly 50 times brazenly stealing books from this store.
She would just basically grab a book off the shelf, look at the book, and then shove it down her pants or put it in her purse or put it up her shirt, under her armpit. She was hiding them on her body.
Owner Jess claims she's stolen nearly 200 novels worth about $7,000. Her husband followed the suspect to her car and caught her red-handed with boxes of stolen books, which she finally handed back.
Sorry.
Please don't ever come back. Okay? And if you have taken any other books, please, courtesy, just drop them back off. Okay? Otherwise, I'm going to report you to police. So she straight away went into shock and she started saying, I'm sorry.
Go to the library.
I don't do this. And I was like, we just caught you.
Comments on social media include, does she not realise there are cameras? If she wants free books, go to the library. This is insane. I'm so sorry this happened to you. Stealing from a small business is the lowest of lows. The shop owner has given police all the incriminating CCTV. The suspects come up with a novel idea of reselling the stolen publications.
I've had multiple customers of mine message me saying I've bought books from her. She had multiple in her boot that she was selling, so she's definitely still selling online.
This tragic story may not have a happy ending if the romantic novel thief is captured and brought to justice before the courts. Peter Caldecott, 7 News.
How funny is that? It's so funny. But yeah, I'll show you the magpie, the birds, you know, well, I'll go back to the 4 years ago. But yeah, no, it's so cute. And then the dog could bark. And then the bird would bark, you know. So funny. Oh, sorry. But yeah, because I was talking to the magpies this morning in my backyard and I was teaching them Spanish. It was funny, you know.
So
when we went walking to our local park. We took Peggy there because she had just finished her first season and we couldn't take her with any other dogs around. So it was during the day, nobody was around, and Reese just came across a little baby bird wandering around, and he came back and he said, "Oh, there's a bird. Oh, what should we do?" And so we stayed around for a while to see if the parents were there or if it fell out of the nest. And we saw the parents there, but they weren't interested in having anything to do with her. So we just sort of, Reese knelt down to see if the bird was okay. And she ran up his arm and rested on his shoulder.
Went to sleep.
Yeah, so we decided to take her home, and then we nursed her back to health. And then after 24 hours, she pretty much ran the household. And then 2 weeks later, Peggy was producing milk for this baby magpie, and the magpie was drinking the milk. It's hard to tell. It is mother-daughter because she's very, very protective of Molly. Like if she's getting attacked and she hears her, you know, sort of getting attacked, she'll stop everything and run and save her. But it's almost like they're best friends as well. So it's just, yeah, they are inseparable. I was kind of interested, but not, because I was a bit scared of magpies. Sorry, he's biting me. I was a bit scared of magpies, so I thought, oh, I'll let Reese just, you know, sort of nurse her back to health. But Reese had to go to work, so I was left sort of with this magpie and this dog. And, you know, I'm an artist, so I was doing my art. And one day I was doing my art and I looked down and the two of them were just lying there together on the floor. And I'm like, what is going on here? So I'm like videoing and taking photos, and I rang Reese and I said, you never guess what happened. And then since then, yeah, they would just snuggle in together. Peggy would lie here, Molly would lie right next to her. Just beautiful. Well, it's funny because at our local dog park, Peggy was best friends with the biggest dog. It was a greyhound. So they'd rough and tumble and roll around. And then she'd come home and Molly would be like, oh, where have you been? And then she'd just go into gentle mode again. It was amazing.
Just the biggest thing was trying to get the bird to actually come to you. Because she was only a little baby, so we got the retaining wall down the back there, so we put up on the retaining wall. She can obviously fly a little bit, but we're just trying to encourage her to fly. And as for feeding, we just used to dig up the garden and show her where the grubs were and everything like that, and she picked it up very well. She picked it up very, very easily. And now she's out there. We used to spend around about $80 a week feeding her. Now we're nowhere near that now. It's like $20 a week, and that's just to top her up through the winter months.
It's a bit overwhelming at times, especially just trying to get back to everybody, all the comments. But not only that, I think the most overwhelming thing is how we're helping mental health, especially in lockdown in Sydney and Melbourne, where they've been locked down for, you know, periods of time. They tell us that it's the first thing they do, go on Peggy and Molly's page and have a look, and, you know, it sort of makes them really happy. So that's been really overwhelming. Yeah. Well, Brazil, we were very popular in Brazil. We are very popular. Like, there's 200 million people over there, and we're like, wow. But not only that, yeah, power of positivity. You know, I've been online for quite a while, and when they approach me, I'm like, what? They're approaching me? It's so cool. So, yeah, I mean, we are turning heads, but again, we're remaining humble as well, because it's not fame that we're after. It's, you know, sort of showcasing this amazing, unique relationship. So that, it's been a whirlwind of a ride for the last year. Well, we always decided to give Peggy one litter. And, yeah, she's had 5 pups, so she's got 4 boys and 1 girl. We were a bit worried about bringing pups into this relationship because we didn't know if Molly was going to go, freak out and then disappear, or it could have gone the other way, which it has, and they've become, just closer through the whole process.
It's cute, isn't it? I mean, a lot of people know it, but birds are funny. I was teaching him Spanish this morning. I love these commercials. How you guys going? I got 6 minutes to say good morning, buongiorno, buenos dias. Yeah, you're gonna love this one. Look, they're trying to sell me a membership.
But I don't understand why you would take a bird that's free and put him in captivity.
Molly the
So what happened is they were trying to take the bird away from her because it's a wildlife, you know. But she kind of, you know, got the bird back to life. But anyway, it's okay.
magpie was found on the ground at a Gold Coast dog park when he was just a chick. Taken in by Juliet and Reese, he's been raised alongside Peggy the staffy. Peggy even producing milk for Molly, helping to keep him alive.
Since then, they've just bonded.
The two forging a friendship that's captivated the world, their antics shared on social media, including the magpie's now famous bark and the pair's playful antics. Their bond so close, when Peggy gave birth to puppy Ruby, Molly was there.
Their interaction is just like a close family.
But after years of living together, Queensland's government has decided playtime is over. Environmental officers swooping on the family home, Reese and Juliet posting this emotional video to their fans.
I had to make the toughest decision of my life, and I handed a wild bird to be in captivity.
We did everything in our power to work with the department.
Today the couple spoke to A Current Affair to address criticism of Molly's care.
Were there ever any issues between Molly and your dogs?
Oh God, no. Not at all. Never.
Molly is a wild animal. Should he be living in the wild and not a domestic setting?
He had the best of both worlds. He was hunting and gathering on his own. He'd come occasionally for snacks, but then he'd come back and say good day.
So to be clear, he could come and go as he
That's
pleased.
totally clear, absolutely. Yeah, so the day that the wildlife officers come for us to surrender him, Molly wasn't here, so they left without him. So, and the day that Juliet surrendered him to the wildlife, he flew in that morning, and then Juliet put him in the crate and took him down to Burleigh and surrendered him.
With an international audience, Molly and Peggy have their own merchandise and a book deal. And last year, a crowdfunding page raised more than $100,000 to help buy a house.
We're doing a rent to buy for this place, and we've utilised that money in securing it.
And what sort of income were you making from Molly and Peggy?
Oh, bugger all. Not a living. So, yeah, not a living at all. You couldn't really live off any sort of money that you make from it. So we didn't go out and make it fully commercial. You know,
we could have.
We could have been making millions by now.
We could have.
We could have been living in a penthouse on Sovereign Island somewhere.
That's not
But we're
what
not.
it was about.
So,
Reese and Juliet believe a small group of people are behind complaints. Their supporters have now started multiple petitions calling for Molly's return. A spokesperson for the Department of Environment, Science and Innovation saying,
Queensland native animals are protected under the Nature Conservation Act. A person must have a permit, licence or authority to lawfully have the animal. The magpie is currently under the care of Desi. Unfortunately, it has been highly habituated to human contact and is not capable of being released back into the wild. A process is currently underway to have the magpie placed at a suitable facility.
Reese and Juliet are now calling on the government to show some heart.
So I actually don't know where Molly is. I don't know if he's doing okay.
let Molly come back here, let him grow old and bring his family, and we won't show him on social media.
Oh, come on. Molly chooses to hang around with his best mate and he's free to fly away whenever he likes. He was clearly so happy.
Yeah, so happy to be there. But yeah, no, there's good news. Molly's back, you know. So cute. But there was court complaints, you know. So, isn't it?
Pluck again? But I brushed...
Sorry. Yeah, it was. It was during the pandemic as well. Like, they were helping so many people see them every day together, and Molly barking, you know. It's funny.
It's the unlikely friendship that stole hearts all over the world. Molly the magpie and Peggy the staffy. When Molly was taken away from his best mate by authorities, supporters from all over the world united, calling for him, yep, Molly's a boy, to come home. And guess what? It's official, he is. Juliet and Reese, this is the news you've been waiting for. How are you feeling?
Pretty good. So relieved and excited. Yeah, we actually spoke with the Premier this morning, so we're just, it's still all new.
Does that blow your mind that you spoke to the Premier this morning? I mean, we're talking about a magpie. This has gone global and it's also become very political.
Yes, Juliet was a little bit, how would you put it, when we got noticed that he was going to ring in a half an hour, Juliet decided to go and do her hair and brush her teeth and get changed and everything, but it was only a phone call. So she was a little bit, nervous.
Excited and nervous.
Well, I think this just goes to show how much Molly, the magpie, and Peggy, this relationship they have, has touched all of us. Has it surprised you, the amount of attention and where that attention has come from?
Oh, look, it has blown our minds. We can't believe it, like all over the world, and the constant messages, emails, petitions.
So we know you're going to meet with someone from the department tomorrow, and then once you get this permit sorted, and however long that takes, Molly and Peggy will be reunited. What will that mean to you?
Oh, we'll be over the moon. Absolutely, it means everything. We've got a few hoops to jump through. There's a gentleman on his way now with some paperwork with some terms and conditions. So we've got to agree to all those terms and conditions and then proceed forward with a different type of permit than what I actually had in the first place. So hopefully that will we'll get a better understanding tomorrow. And once we sit down tonight and go through all the terms and conditions that the department have put onto us, then we don't know if they're negotiable or not. We're not quite sure. We hope there may be some negotiation there, but we'll see what happens when we read it tonight and we speak to the department tomorrow.
I feel like there's a fair bit of a pressure being applied at this point to ensure that Molly does come home. But I'm just watching Peggy there, who looks like she's hanging on to every one of your words, Reese. How much is Peggy missing her feathered friend?
Oh, look, she's been actually quite depressed. It's almost like it's almost like she's lost a child. So, that moment when they all come together, I can't wait to see the excitement in the house. Like, it's just unbelievable. Some days when Molly has gone and flown away and come back, you can't contain the excitement between the three of them to see each other.
Well, 41 days is a long time apart. It's going to be such a beautiful reunion. We're so excited. Molly's finally coming home. Well done, guys, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you so much, and thanks for having us.
It's funny, isn't it? Is it Tsunami fandom? It's a story about a magpie. It's an Australian bird. And they found him in a park, like in a dog park, and he was a bit malnourished. So this couple took him home, and the dog and the bird became best friends. And then the magpie started barking. When the dog barked, the magpie barked. But then, how people are complaining. And so they complained that the lady had a bird and stuff, and so they took the bird. And then they had to go through a lot of hoops and petitions to get the bird back. It's a funny story, but it turned out well, But, I mean, the magpie, it's a good bird, but they tend to sometimes attack you. Some people wear helmets when they're nesting, because if you go too close to the nest, they come sweep you in your head. But Australia's got beautiful animals. Welcome, welcome. But some of them are a pest. So, I'll show you this.
I think Fraser's
birds, that sometimes they chat, Fraser's a little bit. But some stories of birds where people start feeding the birds and they all come and create chaos.
A magpie's warble or a kookaburra's laugh are iconic Australian sounds, but a cockie's screech can get on your nerves, especially if your neighbour has adopted an entire flock of them.
It's the possible sequel to Alfred Hitchcock's Birds.
Alfred Hitchcock.
the birds. Look at them. You know what's really frustrating is the hours of screeching.
Yes.
They screech for hours afterwards before, now they're starting to come now.
He started at 1:30. He's going to be around here any moment.
The Birdman of Mossman enters stage right.
Just went home, got new seeds and it's coming back again.
The residents' cameras are rolling.
Get away with that stick. He says, look at Mother.
The drama escalates.
Mother.
Some of the cast falls by the wayside, and even the passing audience fall victim to the show. It's just another day on Mr. Hitchcock's sequel.
Here we go. All the birds, here they come.
It's the calm before the storm.
Dinner time.
They come from every direction. Lorikeets, pigeons, bush turkeys, but mainly cockatoos. They wait on window ledges, balconies, roofs, pooping and pulling on homes.
And they bite them. Look, my electrical cables for the air conditioner. They just eat them. They just eat them.
They're wrecking all the buildings. Everyone's spending a lot of money having to replace their roofs on the high rises.
Upmarket Harbourside Mossman has had enough of the downmarket antics from the Birdman.
Get away from me! You hit me 5 times already, mate. This is from the 27th. I've got a hematoma basically.
What happens when you question him? When you go up and say, do you mind not doing that?
And attacks.
He's aggressive.
So they started filming him to show authorities that something as innocent as feeding birds is wreaking havoc on their lives.
Council at this stage has done what?
Nothing.
Nothing from wires, nothing from the rangers.
But no one, they say, including police, is ending this day-long feeding ritual.
You have permission to feed the birds.
We have decided to blur the gentleman's face, not name him or hear from him. We are told there may be some mental health issues, and we're not here to shame him. But the residents believe his mental health is the reason why no one is game to do anything, while no one is caring about their mental health.
Every time the birds start flying, you get anxious to think, God, here we go again. How long is this going to go for? And it's not right. People have mental health issues. I understand that. But it needs to be addressed, and people with mental health issues are not going around feeding birds and causing havoc in the area.
The Birdman has received a letter from council requesting he move to a safer area away from traffic and homes.
There are alternate areas that are appropriate for the feeding of birds. There's a big park down there, away from the road, away from the homes.
But he's not keen to do that.
I actually hear the warnings come over the bus radio about it. So, the man's feeding the birds on Spit Road, be careful. The buses hit them all the time, according to bus drivers.
The birds are wrecking their homes and their gardens, and it's dangerous for all the people on the road.
Another session is over, and he'll be back to do it all again tomorrow.
Mossman Council declined our request for an interview but sent us a statement which you will find on our website.
Oh yeah, people feeding birds. It's a big problem, Big problem. And the iris are very
Everyone's just turned out perfect.
It's got to be Beechwood.
The guy.
Sorry. Some commercials are funny here in Australia. It's people feeding
The
birds.
ibis invasion. Families who say they're under siege from the pesky birds and what they leave behind. Martin King armed himself with an umbrella and ventured into the war zone.
Done a lot of things in my life, seen a lot of things.
Yeah.
But I've never stood under a giant tree like this, full of very big birds doing very big you-know-whats. Extraordinary.
Welcome to my nightmare, Martin.
They're put music, but I have to block it because YouTube blocks it.
Shot. From the bush to our burbs, even our cities, the Australian white ibis is leaving its mark.
It's disgusting. It makes me feel sick.
Daisy lives in Lynbrook, southeast of Melbourne. People live here because it's like the country. The ibis live here because it's like the city, with bins and tips and big old trees like the one next to Daisy's house. The problem is this beautiful big gum tree that overhangs Daisy's house and her garage. For the ibis, it's a place to roost at night after they've had tea at the local tip. For Daisy, well, she's in the line of fire.
They're using my yard as a dumping ground. It's feral.
Everything's dandy at Daisy's until dusk, when up to 100 ibis settle in for the night.
These are just the entree, the cockies. Wait till main course.
With a spot of bother like this, there has to be a council involved. And yep, it's Casey.
I just want them to trim the trees back over the house so it's not directly over my backyard. I've been asking them for 4 or 5 years now to trim the trees because they come well over halfway across my property. And this is what happens. The cockatoos come, the ibis come, and the noise is just incredible.
Not to mention the mess. Daisy can't plant a garden and the clothesline is a prime target. The council's solution?
The council pushed me off to Department of Land. Department of Land said they can't do anything. So it's getting really frustrating.
Been there, done that, says neighbour Brad.
Well, most nights I'd come home. When I come home from work, there's nothing. It's usually when we go inside, we're about to sit down for dinner or something like that, you can hear these birds squawking away in the tree.
So what's a collective noun for ibis? I've Googled it. Says congregation, a stand, or a wedge. I've got a better one. A pestilence.
I can handle the noise. I can handle, when I get around to cleaning up their mess afterwards. It's the worst scenario is coming out and it's all over the vehicle. And then I've got to go and, the car wash or something like that because it looks a bit bad. As a tradesman, going to a person's house and a customer's house and your vehicle's full of...
Bluebird's a bird that sings pretty good. Sparrows are a bird that are pretty cool, eh? But the ibis is a bird that drinks bin juice all day.
Which is probably why there's even a song about them. And the poor old ibis gets a bum rap.
Ibis.
You can't actually touch any trees that belong to the council where they plant them on the road. If you trim it, you're in trouble,
Bin chickens and tip turkeys. You can see why.
They've actually been dying around the area from botulism and they carry salmonella from all the eating out of the tip down the road and the pond at the end of the suburb.
And Daisy Quinn has a particular problem with Bella and Bailey.
The dogs walk through it, so it then comes into the house and then it's all through everything. It goes into the bed, it goes onto the lounges, it goes through the floor.
So what do you think of the birds? Yes, I would have thought so. Yes.
No, that wouldn't cause any toxicity to us. Once again, that's something we come into regular contact with, and there's no sort of special handling requirements when we're handling that, apart from your usual hygiene that you would use with any sort of poo.
Alina Lavelle Fry is a local vet. The birds may be noisy and messy, she says, but they're more a danger to themselves than anyone else.
So they get it from drinking polluted water. So unfortunately, it's usually due to human activity.
Alina says we shouldn't interfere with the birds, but instead change our own behaviour.
If they're being attracted to a water source in your garden, you possibly could remove that water source. I wouldn't encourage feeding them because that obviously could attract them more to your backyard, and plus it could upset what they naturally should be eating anyway.
And her advice to Daisy and Brad?
We do have to sort of embrace them being part of the nature that surrounds us. I mean, obviously if they're injured, then it's best to get them the care that they need, but if they're just doing what they would do naturally, then it's best to just leave them alone as much as possible.
That's all very well, says Daisy. Her garden is ruined. She spends hours every week cleaning up, and quite recently, little Bailey took a direct hit.
One of my dogs came in covered in bird poo, so I've had to, give him a good bath and clean him off. It's really just disgusting.
The idler, I hope they don't come near us. Yeah.
I just want the trees trimmed back. I don't care the birds are there. I just want the trees trimmed.
Finally, Daisy got a response from the Victorian Department of Environment, Land, Water and Planning, the DELWP. After warning that ibis are protected and fines apply, it advises that a piece of string attached to a pie dish may work. Otherwise, Daisy can apply for an Authority to Control Wildlife, an ATCW. The DELWP says the ATCW will only be issued if a DELWP officer is satisfied the ATCW is appropriate, which Daisy says is simply
That's BS.
Meanwhile, Daisy's planning a special event, her 50th birthday party in a couple of months. And the last thing she needs is a bunch of party poopers dropping in.
Now, we also asked the department about trimming the tree back, but...
Funny, isn't it? Are you a bird person? Imagine planning your 50th birthday. And then the birds come. My God. They don't just come alone, they bring the others. It's crazy. So Peggy and Molly got reunited. So that was pretty exciting. They did. But it's some stories are so funny, you know. So I'll show you the reunion now, Janet. With Peggy and Molly reuniting. So exciting. All right, here we go.
Finally back together.
It's been a long time coming, but...
Oh, I don't know why it starts in the middle.
Well, not since the Beatles or the Spice Girls have we seen calls for a reunion quite like this. Molly the Magpie and Peggy the Staffy are finally back together. And tonight, only on A Current Affair, you can see the moment they saw each other for the first time.
Molly the Magpie is home.
Words can't describe, like, the joy to see them, like, remember each other.
Peggy and Ruby, look. Molly's back.
Oh, wow.
Peggy didn't know what to do with herself. She's like, is this really Molly? Is this really happening?
Who's that? It's Molly.
Look how cute.
Hey. Oh, they had the biggest wiggly bums we've seen for a long time. They really did.
Look at her.
A reunion the world has been waiting for. After 45 days, best mates Peggy and Molly are finally back together.
It's been a long time coming, but yeah, no, very happy.
Yeah, it's been a journey, but we're so excited to have him back and have the old Molly back. He's running around barking, doing whatever Molly loves to do.
Running around barking.
For carers Reese and Juliet, the last 24 hours have been emotional, and Molly isn't wasting any time settling back in.
I think the first thing that Molly wanted to do when he got home was have a bath.
This morning they were laying on the lounge, sunning together and just, like, being near each other.
Molly was found at a local Gold Coast dog park when he was just a chick. Reese and Juliet taking him home to care for him when Peggy miraculously started producing milk to feed the baby bird, the pair forging an incredible bond like no other.
Can Molly still bark?
Oh, of course. Yes.
It sure can. I think he actually barks more than the dogs, to tell you
He
the
does.
truth.
Yeah.
Through pandemic lockdowns, they rose to fame on social media, amassing more than 1 million followers. Peggy then had Ruby. The celebrity animals even had their own merchandise, until Queensland's Environment Department received complaints, forcing Reece and Juliet to surrender Molly.
I had to make the toughest decision of my life. And
So you've seen that. So you saw the reunion. How cute is that? It's very cute. And A Current Affair is just wonderful. You know, they really bring people together. They help change laws. They've helped so many people. And they did a special with all the beautiful thank yous. You know?
In 2025, a year when we'll go to the polls, America will get a new leader and mortgage holders can hopefully, finally, get some rate relief. This year has been a big one for us at ACA. We've told some fabulous stories, met some crazy characters.
We need good stories, Janet. Everyone needs, because Melbourne at the moment is a bit of a shit show.
From the weird
Is this what you use to cut your dead brother's ear?
yes to the wonderful
Oh, no.
and everything in between.
Go away! Get your camera off me, mate. Move! Move!
2024 had it all. We saw what could be the longest confrontation in a current affair history.
They are allowed to be here. Yes, they are. They are allowed. No, do not try to slam the door. Oh my God!
Jeff's rental was infested with rats, and when Zarisha Bradley went to investigate, she found an even bigger pest.
Without knowing the back and forth, their shared property manager would want to help fix the infestation. Instead, he's threatened to blacklist Jeff.
Oh, threat. You're using the threat. You know?
Are you a racist? Are you a racist?
Are you a racist? You a racist? You a racist? Camera guy?
This was a close second.
I'm not here to answer questions.
That was the main thing.
Right.
That was the main thing.
That's enough.
That was the main thing.
Hands off.
That was the main thing.
Hands off.
Reece D'Alessandro and our crew attacked by a dodgy car dealer after he requested an interview with us.
Man, let go of me.
He doesn't have a hold of you. You've got a hold of his equipment. Let go of the equipment and we'll walk away. There you have it.
Oh, spin that, yo! Then I best both of you.
Neil Breen didn't quite get a warm welcome to this public housing complex.
I'm a jailbird, you dog. I'll put you out there. Oh!
Just want to know who's...
Gordon and his flatmates hoarded so much rubbish it became a dump, his elderly neighbours terrified of his death threats. But after our story went to air, the rubbish was removed and Gordon was kicked out.
And Merry Christmas to all of you. I might come around, Mary. I heard you do a mean roast pork.
You're always welcome here.
Fed up with passers-by using his driveway as a dunny, Stephen got creative.
They'll arrive in an Uber, stop here, and then urinate.
No.
And leave all their beer cans in the driveway. Yeah.
Showing Lizzie Pearl his invention, a motion sensor tinkler sprinkler.
But Steve, when you gotta go, you gotta go. Do you have any sympathy for these people?
Well, not really, because the pubs have got toilets.
This investigation by Nat Wallace probably made you think twice about picking someone else's flowers.
She pinched some of those hydrangeas. But it's what happened next which might surprise you. That act landed her in deep Thank you.
An affluent Sydney neighbourhood rocked by a scandal that left a yard looking a little bare and a woman with a criminal record.
Oh, it's despicable.
Despicable?
Despicable, yes.
I just thought, how outrageous, how audacious. Well, I mean, a big crime, really.
Steve Marshall never does things by halves. Well, almost never.
Half gone, but this half still here.
He found a home that looks like it's been split in two, the owner refusing to let the developer next door take over.
Price, no good. Price. No pay. The price is no good.
This Airbnb host clearly didn't like our cameras.
Do your guests know that you plied a disabled teenager with ice as a carer?
Alexis Daish discovering his guests had no idea about his dark past.
Serge, do you really think you should be renting out your home as a registered sex offender?
Ashley Griffith's dark past was also brought to light. Australia's worst ever paedophile jailed after committing unspeakable crimes against at least 69 children.
In my opinion, this is a case of such seriousness or gravity as to warrant the maximum penalty.
Justice is going to be served and the public are going to be protected. No girls are ever going to be touched by him again.
And a whistleblower walked free.
I feel relieved and I'm so happy that it's over.
Yolanda Baruki, who tried to expose the flawed investigation into Griffith, was charged with computer hacking after her interview with A Current Affair. After 16 long months, Yolanda was found not guilty.
I don't feel like a winner because so many children being hurt and so many families' life was destroyed.
I think you were here at midnight last night, Petra.
Ali Langdon spent time on the front line.
What's the cause, Steve?
A car into a car, someone unconscious with abnormal breathing.
On the road with specialist paramedics and police.
It's the police! Open the door!
Hunting down the worst of the worst domestic violence offenders.
So that's pretty hard then to see your twin brother
100%
taken away accused of domestic violence.
1,000,000%, because and you see it, on the news, it's happening so much, but women are dying.
Tragically, many women did die this year. The death of Molly Ticehurst, allegedly at the hands of her ex-partner in Forbes, renewing a national conversation.
How do we tell women, be brave, leave, when we can't keep them safe?
Nobody should ever have.
Family friend Jacinda telling Hannah Sinclair the system let Molly down.
Molly asks for help. And
yeah, after this is a compilation of many things. Some are funny, some are not. But this changed many laws.
when she asked for help, she got none, and it let her down. And she should still be here. And she's not.
Right at the end, I just told her how much I loved her and thanked her for our beautiful life.
Simon Boda sat down with the daughter of Claire Nowland. The 95-year-old died after being tasered by a police officer in her nursing home. She had dementia and refused to put down a knife.
Well, we all think we got the best mum, and she was a good mum. She was a tough lady. She didn't deserve that.
This guy, I didn't show this story, but yeah, the old lady, like she had a walker. And apparently she grabbed the knife from the kitchen, but, all you have to do is take it, And this copper went in, and it was actually horrible. You can hear him, guys, bugger you, and then used the taser so many times on her. But, I mean, you're a grown man, and the whole country got divided. It's like, oh, well, the police got to do their job. But I'm thinking, most coppers are very good. Like, they'll come in and talk to her. This way of diffusing. It's called diffusing. But
Police officer Christian James Samuel White was found guilty of manslaughter.
Anyway, he got guilty, and then he went home for Christmas, and then it just got off. Like they gave him mandatory, like something like 200 community hours or something, And there's a lady that went missing here in Ballarat, and there's no word because Australian doesn't tell you what's going on.
Yeah, it's a big tragedy.
Mummy, love you so much and we miss you.
In Victoria, the disappearance of Samantha Murphy.
So do you hope to find where Samantha is? And
Of course we do.
yeah, have the police given any indication?
No, nothing.
And in Sydney, the alleged murders of Jesse Baird and his partner Luke Davies.
had an officer who's used a police pistol to take two innocent people's lives. It's probably attracted the world's attention, let alone Australia's. It's been a horrendous and horrific murders.
In the dark times, these are the stories that lifted our spirits.
How do you feel, Maddie? Excited. Excited?
Lauren Goldman arranged special surprises for children doing it tough. Like Harry, a boy who was diagnosed with cancer as a newborn who loves the Wiggles.
G'day, Harry. Harry! Everybody clap.
Simon Boda found Cecilia's guardian angel. The woman who helped save the grandmother's life after she was attacked by an alleged shoplifter.
I want you to turn around right now and meet Annette, your carer, your guardian angel.
The 101-year-old Dorothy also pulled at our heartstrings.
He was a wonderful man.
Yes, you was. I'm sorry. I'm a weeper.
Guess what? So am I.
Sharing the love letters she and her late husband Mac wrote to each other during World War II.
Hello, darling. I miss you more now than ever. Unfortunately, I can't find a boat to take me back to you. If they don't hurry and get one, I guess I will just have to pinch a rowing boat and see what I can
told
do.
you about that. Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah, there, Wall. Yeah. Oh.
Georgia Westgarth met Vern and Wal, whose incredible friendship spans almost a century.
We look after each other. Make sure everyone's okay, that we're both okay.
Well, maybe in a year's time I can come and give her a cuddle finally, hey?
Sylvia Jeffries finally got that cuddle with little Bronte.
You lovely girl. I've been waiting for this.
The 2-year-old was born with a disease that kept her isolated from the rest of the world, but now she's free.
Oh, she's no wallflower, is she?
No. She's full of beans, she's wild.
Hungry Jack's new Kent.
Isn't it? Some good stories. It's just the commercials, but yeah. They do a compilation of everything that happened, and they really truly help so many people. Especially when the tradies, all the tradespeople go and do dodgy business. Yeah, they will go in and expose them. And then, you know, things happen after you expose someone on television. I wanted to hear that many times. I'm thinking, I'm going to call it Current Affairs.
In 5 hours' time, we will welcome in 2025, a year when we'll go to the polls. America will get a new...
See how it does it? He went right to the beginning. But when they show the good endings, you know, we were here. So cute, these two.
Well, maybe in a year's time I can come and give her a cuddle finally, hey?
So cute. The
Sylvia Jeffries finally got that.
When you get the Naomi construction builders, you know.
Gary's a mechanic. He's spent 3 decades building his business, but it's about to come crashing down. And he says it's thanks to the developers building a unit block next door. Blokes you might recognise from their last appearance on this show.
So what's Channel 9 doing? Remove your video. You're not allowed. You're going to get sued. You're going to get sued for this. You're going to get sued. Bring it on.
This is Dia Kara Ali.
What we did was we kept our gate locked to protect ourselves from their violence.
Last time the Karialis made it onto our screens, council workers were spat on, bricks were thrown.
They disregarded us and our demands.
In 2019, brothers Dia and Mustafa Kariali were found guilty of contempt of court after they built a religious retreat in Western Sydney without development approval.
This is religious persecution.
Dia Kara Ali is the Executive General Manager of Stonehenge Constructions, and his company has become embroiled in a building row.
Take me on, go. I'll call my lawyer. Bring it on. Call my lawyer.
We're just a little business trying to survive.
Gary Papadetros is a mechanic. 33 years ago, he started out small in inner Sydney. Today, he's built up a respected and reputable business, High-Tech Automotive at Mascot.
It was just a goal. It was a big goal to achieve, to become one of the biggest.
Yeah.
Now he's facing closure because his building is falling apart.
So we may have to downsize. We may have to get rid of half of the workers. We're not sure where we're going to end up yet.
And this is what he says is to blame. A new unit block built next door, which has been under construction since 2019.
Originally, we didn't have a concern because we thought everything was going to be smooth like it should have been. But the minute they started, everything started falling apart.
We started putting monitoring devices on the building around various cracks.
Building?
Correct. On this building to monitor cracks, movements, taking photographic evidence periodically every month to validate the movement, notifying authorities from Safe Work to government departments to council that there was an issue up there.
Marcus Pavlakis is a building construction auditor. He claims the issues are so significant a regulator should have stepped in.
There were structural changes in the building happening rapidly, which you start getting very concerned about.
Marcus's company, PNP Group, has compiled an extensive brief of evidence. Photos, videos. Watch as building debris lands on a customer's car.
The site's never been a safe site. People have had to walk on the main roads because the footpaths are blocked with trucks. We've sent videos to council, we've sent videos to Safe Work. Nothing has been done at all.
And there's a mountain of paperwork, alleged proof of what PMP says is shonky building and safety failures.
We have, hundreds of communications backwards and forwards. There's over 15 safety breaches next door from Safe Work. Nothing's been done.
PMP claims the excavation of the development and the new building's foundations have caused Gary's building to rotate, leaving cracks and faults.
When a building is engineerly designed, regardless of the age, and it moves either left or right, down or sideways, that things are going to start to break. And that's what's happened here.
When they started excavating is when the major problems started.
Yeah.
The walls started cracking, the floors where the hoists were all broke open. We've had major water leaks from the roof because the building has rotated. So the roof, the asbestos is broken everywhere.
And you don't need specialised equipment to see what they're talking about.
We've had rotations of the structural components of the building.
Yeah, so what happens, they're pretty dodgy, these builders, and they keep getting in trouble. Same thing here,
A car accident. Usually a tow truck arrives, then your insurer sorts out the repairs. Most of the time, the system works, unless poor Silvestro gets his hands on your car.
Another dodgy
Paul, now you see him. Or do you go by the magician these days?
Is it sorry?
Where's your car now?
I have no idea where my car is.
How many cars have you made disappear, Paul?
Me, none at all, boy.
A scumbag, a liar, a cheat.
And now you don't.
Mate, I know what you're talking about. It's all good. See you later.
Paul Silvestro can not only...
Just so many dodgy people. And what is Australian politicians doing? Having a cup of tea in China. Travelling around the world. There are laws, and then they do what they want. And then somehow, there's nothing you can do about it. How weird is that? I had a coffee as well. Black. It's like Friday's getting ready for the day. That's good. The problem, I think it is, you know, once it's built and you think it's going all right and it starts moving, no one comes to your rescue, you know. Melbourne's been a bit crazy, and Adelaide as well. I'll show you a story, but it's a little bit gross. But it goes to show that the council and the people that need to look after you don't. I mean, we had problems with rats and rodents in Melbourne and Adelaide. So bad. Look at this restaurant.
9 News has obtained disturbing vision of rats crawling through the kitchen of a popular city pub. The owner says he's going to extreme lengths to resolve an ongoing rodent problem that's also impacting other areas of the CBD.
Captured through a restaurant window, the last thing anyone would want to see in a kitchen.
Disgusting.
2 large rats nibbling on the grill.
What the
Andrew Antona was walking through the city on Tuesday night when he noticed the disturbing duo in the kitchen of the Hotel Metropolitan.
They were just running on the grill, on the fryers, on the plates, just having a good time.
Andrew, who has worked as a chef at another restaurant for 4 years, admits he's never seen this before.
I walked past there last night and people were eating there and I just felt disgusted.
But publican Damien Peterson wants to assure the public they are aware and dealing with the problem, but the kitchen will remain open.
I am as disturbed as anybody else that would be watching that vision. Since we've been aware of this problem, specifically every morning we deep clean the kitchen just to make sure that if we have any little visitors that there's no trace of them.
Today he showed 9 News the...
So he calls them little visitors. The big rats, how the little visitors? He needs a check, like a mental health.
Hotel Metropolitan's...
You know?
I eat food out of this kitchen every single day, April. And some of our customers were actually eating half an hour ago while I was telling them about the problem.
Damien says this year they have spent close to $10,000 on pest control and claims his hotel isn't alone. The City of Adelaide is facing a major rodent problem.
We've secured any sort of food source that they might be chasing inside the building, but we have literally at some points had rats chew through the floorboards to get into the building.
The Adelaide City Council says it regularly conducts inspections and action varies based on the circumstances.
What the
April Creighton, 9 News.
See that? How disgusting is that? And so he did everything he could, you know, but wouldn't you close the business until you sort the problem? No, because I don't want to lose any money. But I mean, and it's, you mean if I'm sitting there and he said, sorry, we have problem with rats running in the burners and the cookers, but you're all right. I mean, you can secure the food, right? But they're not in the food, they're where you're cooking it. Anyway, isn't that horrific? That's Melbourne for you. Adelaide, Perth, Queensland. I wonder if Thomas is awake. I've seen Thomas. We're going to see. I saw Webby today as well. Yeah, Melbourne is becoming like, well, this is my suburb here. I have to make sure we don't get too many commercials, but yeah, some people were just torching houses today. And it's lucky no one was there. You know?
Arson investigators are working overtime after 3 separate suspicious house fires early today. Adding to the mystery, the homes in Melbourne's northern and southeastern suburbs were all unoccupied when they went up in flames. Julia Passarelli reports.
Consumed by a raging inferno, a Craigieburn home burns to the ground as smoke and embers fill the sky.
It was too intense, like so terrifying.
The house was unoccupied and there doesn't appear to have been much furniture in there, so for a fire to be burning as hard as it was at this point suggests that there may have been some other interaction in the building.
This blazed just before 5 a.m, one of 3 suspicious fires crews battled overnight. Around the same time, a Glen Waverley home went up in a huge fireball as a car drove away from the scene.
It was a bit scary with the fire, smoke around.
Neighbouring properties were under threat, so firefighters had to work extremely hard to protect those properties.
Earlier in the evening, CCTV captured a man casually walk into a Noble Park yard and enter the house through a window. Minutes later, he ran out the front door with a dog. The property then illuminated with a red-hot glow. Neighbours say squatters were known to use the Craigieburn house. The other 2 weren't occupied at the time of the fires.
It's too bad, Like, it's all gone. There's like nothing left in there.
Investigators will sift through what's left of the 3 homes to piece together who was behind the fires. At this stage, police don't believe they're linked.
I'm just happy no one was in the house. The house is going to be demolished and let's hope they've got insurance.
Julia Passarelli, 9 News.
Crazy, isn't it? It's just crazy. Because what happened is everywhere in Melbourne it's going like a bit crazy. And some people like in some of the suburbs on the north, now because there's 3 different suburbs, like one is about 45, well, unless they actually booked him, right, to burn everything down. But insurance, you have trouble with insurance. Imagine you pay 25 years, you know, you pay the quote, like, you pay every month a lot of money to insurance, but when you need them, they make all kinds of excuses not to pay you. It happened to a lady. Let me see if I can find her. The poor lady, she had a freak storm in, I think it was in Brisbane, and the poor 80-year-old, well, the whole house, oh, here it is, hang on. Oh, it doesn't, can you see it? Somehow the camera doesn't work. Do you see the story? It's weird. It just blocked the video. But okay. I think we're back now. Can you see it? So strange. Anyway, I'll play this. This is what happened, poor lady.
A current affair. We pay our insurance expecting it to cover us for the unexpected. When a freak hailstorm destroyed Diana's house, she never could have imagined a year on she'd be living in a construction site, forced to cook dinner in the laundry because her insurer of 25 years will only replace half of the kitchen.
There you go.
How did you feel when you received that initial offer?
Well, I was insulted, really. I thought it was lousy, mean, and totally inadequate.
The fact that she's 80 years old and has had to go through that, well, they should almost be fined for elder abuse.
Do you think they've picked the wrong woman to mess with?
I definitely think they have, yes.
Halloween last year and a ferocious hailstorm hits.
It was a doozy of a storm. The length of time that it raged was the telling part.
80-year-old widow Diana's home was one of many ravaged by the freak weather event on Queensland's Sunshine Coast.
The worst affected part of the house was the kitchen. The hail piled on, all up. 8 rooms were damaged in the house.
Once her pride and joy, it's now a construction zone.
Yeah, it's been very heartbreaking.
A loyal customer of WFI Insurance for 25 years, Diana assumed when she needed the help, it would be there. Never did she imagine she'd still be living like this.
A nightmare, to put it in plain English, a nightmare.
Diana's ordeal began when her first insurance claim to fix the roof was rejected. Her insurer, WFI, insisting damage was caused by rusty nails and a solar hot water system in disrepair, not the hailstorm that tore through Diana's home.
And eventually they went to one of the assessors went to the Meteorological Bureau and got the records going back 25 years. And I don't think they could argue against that. The size of the hail and the longevity of the storm.
Only after a 5-month battle did WFI backflip, offering Diana $130,000. But everything beneath her roof was left to ruin.
With all the rain continually falling, we had a very moist atmosphere leading to the creation of an enormous amount of mould in the house.
WFI contractors were engaged to make safe Diana's property, stripping out damaged walls, ceilings and half the kitchen.
So the water came in through these holes here and came down. Obviously all of this was electrical appliances here. So they were all damaged. So she had her fridge, her oven, her cooktop. All of that had to be disconnected and removed.
Diana's insurers initially offered her a measly $5,700 for the internal damage, proposing to fix only part of her kitchen.
I was insulted. I didn't accept it. I couldn't see how they could come up with such a paltry amount, given the apparent damage.
When Diana's independent builder quoted nearly $150,000, WFI boosted its offer to $90,000, but still wouldn't commit to a full kitchen restoration.
What was your reaction when they said, well, we'll replace this side of your kitchen, but you'll just have to live with that side?
Well, I was very upset because I couldn't see the rationality of that. It would look very different because the house is 25 years old almost, and so it wouldn't look the same.
Diana's daughter Trish is furious her mother has been left to cook on her washing machine and do dishes in her laundry tub for nearly a year.
I mean, at one point Mum was quite upset and she said, I don't know how many days I've got left on this earth. You wouldn't wish anybody to go through what Mum has had to go through. Every part that was damaged has been a sort of a mini battle.
But Diana's tough as nails, and she decided she wasn't going to roll over.
Well, they've underestimated, to me, the assessment, as I feel it's grossly inadequate. Well, I feel they can pay out a few more thousand than what they offered me.
Do you think they've underestimated you as well, Diana?
But by now, I guess they might be thinking that I wasn't a complete pushover.
After a current affair contacted WFI about Diana's case, the insurer has had a change of heart. Within 24 hours, Diana was offered a full payout, matching her builder's quote, with WFI even throwing in an extra 10% for Diana's loyalty, bringing her new settlement offer to $161,000.
So pleased. It's just, I could almost cry, and I'm not a crying sort, I have to say. It's a hard road, it really is, but yes, it is worth it in the end, I guess, not to give up, not to take no for an answer, which is what I don't ever do.
We can see that. And the insurer WFI has since apologised. Well done for sticking to your guns, Diana. I think they did underestimate you.
It's funny, isn't it? Once you push them. So imagine, Janet, if you burn all them houses and then they don't give you the money. You end up living in a tent. Darkness. But yeah, I wanted to show you the Mark 5 story. And there's some nice stories, you know. But few far in between, I'll tell you the truth. But there's always good stories. The rest is just funny, you know. It's just it goes to show when people said, oh, I'd love to come and live in Australia. I said, yeah, you got to be ready to be in between worlds sometimes. Today there was big protest in Melbourne. There were protests, anti-immigration, and then immigration. So I understand both sides, because obviously we were talking about it the other day, and every Sunday they go out there, and it's beautiful. The problem that we're having in Victoria now, in Melbourne, that it was the most livable city in the world, is that the politicians are saying that Victoria now, Melbourne, has less people visiting because of the crime. Yeah, so cute. There's something that happened that I don't really want to show, because a girl was walking home, she was walking to work in the city in Melbourne, 7 o'clock in the morning, 7:30. And this woman ran from behind, and she was on, she was on bail, you know. And so it's something that you wonder, why was she on bail? All these people are on bail. And now they're saying that we don't get as many visitors in Melbourne. But imagine hugging a koala, they're so cute. They're also very sometimes scratch. Yeah. And also we have problems with scammers, you know, getting into when children are playing games and stuff, they get in there and go download this, and then they get into the computer or the phone and get onto everything, social media, bank, Facebook, Twitter, whatever you got on your phone, and take over. So you learn the hard way sometimes, not to download stuff or click on messages that come to your phone, you know. But yeah. So today was horrible in Melbourne. A lot of police officers got injured, trying to separate the crowds. So anyway, I like good stories. But then there were, you know, you watch the news just to keep, you know, informed, and apparently a lot of takeaway orders had been contaminated with rat poison. A lot of people ended up in hospital. So you don't know what's going on, you know. Takeaway, you think, oh, I mean, normally, you know, you cook your own stuff, so. But if you feel like a pizza, I mean, it's not too bad. You always hear bad stories, but it seems to be every day now, but it's raining. Can you hear the rain? Yeah, that's what I thought. Maybe that's where they got the idea from. You maybe not hear the rain. It's trickling down. Well, the clouds were so crazy today. Can you hear it? Sounds like playing music outside or something. But, yeah. How cute is the magpie? So cute. So, yeah, there's been a few... Remember we saw a few shows about hoarders and people crashing onto houses and stuff. So, this person was... a ticking, tick. So much rubbish in the backyard and rubbish inside. The whole house blew up. And I think he blew 3 other houses. Yeah. Bloody hell. I love him. I want his number. He's so funny. You want my number, mate? He goes, I'll build you a wall. Piece of art. I don't know what you do with hoarders. You just leave them. Keep collecting. They should have like a hoarder city, you know? Where you put all the hoarders and build, I don't know, just a massive... maybe apartments, and they can hoarder there in the middle of Australia somewhere, because you know, you don't know who's next door. Yeah, remember that clip we saw where the woman went and she was from Texas, I think, in Melbourne, went and knocked on the door and they took matters into their own hands, you know. But oh, it went dark. Yeah, so the hoarder just, I mean, I've never seen it. I think it makes me a bit sick when I see hoarders. But yeah, I'll show you the story. I think I have it here.
A house hoarding piles of rubbish has been destroyed in a fire that spread to neighbouring properties in a Sunshine Street. 3 homes were impacted by the blaze. Residents say was a ticking time bomb.
A Sunshine Street shrouded in smoke as 2 homes burn. Strong winds intensifying the flames. The blaze ignited just before 7 this morning.
I could just see all the smoke and all the flames, and it was absolutely on for young and old.
Fireys arrived to find the residents still inside their homes. All were safely evacuated.
You could feel the heat from my backyard. That was extreme, really. I opened up the gates to my house to let them attack it from my backyard.
Oh, Jesus, look at that.
Investigators say between the fuel load and windy conditions, the weatherboard home quickly became a tinderbox, feeding the fire and leaving little chance to save the structure.
The front of the house of the primary house has been fire affected, but the rear of the house is completely destroyed. But that's a testament to what our crews actually do, is we could have had a whole block.
2 homes destroyed, a third severely smoke affected. Neighbours say this property was a ticking time bomb. They'd warned council about the rubbish piled up around the home and say fires were often being lit in the backyard.
That's 6, 7 houses that have burnt down within, you know, a short little space. So Yeah, it's no good.
Geordie
Yeah,
Wright,
look at that.
7 News.
Shocking, right? There she is. Look at that. You call upon Erin Patterson. There's a little clip from her there when she arrived in court, you know, to learn her fate. That was probably about a month ago now. So, would be about a month, I think. Oh, there's the food poison. The takeaway one.
Guerin joins me in the studio. Abby, hello to you. There's fears multiple southeast takeaway orders have been contaminated with rat poison.
Mayor Queensland Health is tonight investigating after 5 sick patients presented to hospitals in the Metro South.
She got life and then 33 years. So, you know, basically she can be paroled in 33 years. But I did a special, Janet. I think it was 4 hours. So the first little clip into 9 minutes, I think it's the actual news that they're appealing so that she can spend the rest of her life without parole. And so what happens is if they do that, she might get life, or she could get off even in less time than 33 years. Now there's a book about it as well. And yeah, this guy wrote the book and took a long time to research, but it's just crazy, you know. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's a night. Because I think but you would have seen that, and then you probably missed the end of it. But it's funny, you know, that she makes me nervous. Ugh.
Region, which includes Logan Hospital and the PA Hospital in just the past week. 9 News has exclusively obtained an internal safety alert issued by Chief Health Officer Dr. Catherine McDougall to staff. It reads, there's been a cluster of cases identified of positive brodifacoum or rat poison detection in patients, and clinicians should monitor for patients with bleeding-related symptoms that can't otherwise be explained. The Chief Health Officer tells us authorities are now working to determine the source of this poisoning, but 9 News understands it's suspected the patients may have ingested it via contaminated products served at a Logan fast food outlet. Essentially, what rat poison does is reduce vitamin K in the body, which decreases a person's ability to clot blood. In some cases, it can be very serious. Thankfully, all of the patients that have presented this week are okay and now receiving treatment. We are told the community shouldn't be alarmed, but anyone with concerns should see their doctor.
Great. Thank you for the update, Abby.
That's it. Thank you for the update. But yeah, no, it's crazy. I was watching New York City Kid because I missed his live today. The New York Kid, but it's it's crazy. And I haven't finished watching what happened to Paul Lauren from Hidden True Crime, I think it is. I haven't watched a lot of crime. I stayed away from it. But yeah, it's fun. A lot of fun. And then, you know, when you fall asleep, like Janet did. I've been watching Forensic Files. Because I used to watch it years and years and years ago. But the problem is the music puts me to sleep. Yeah. Shocking. Oh, you watched it? You mean Lauren? Yeah. She's such a good journalist. Amazing journalist. Yeah, we were talking a little bit with Life Artist about it. And yeah, the thing is, YouTube have guidelines, like if you tell people to F off and be rude, or then they'd record you and stuff, but he never did anything like that. Even if you do say something, it's nothing like that other piece of, how he's a piece of work, YouTuber. Yeah. The thing is, the world is a big place, and when you go on YouTube, like I've been here since 2009, I think, but we can do lives on Facebook. My Facebook is private, but I got nothing to worry about, nothing to hide or anything. But I think they were attacking her character. I'm not sure that she was fearing for her safety. I don't think there was, but you never know, It was more like character defamation, and then but it happens, Yeah, I'm 2.5 hours in. It's gonna take me a month to watch it. But yeah, I think that whenever you put your face out there, and then you make, well, they make a lot of money, and some have producers, and money, comes in and money goes out, I suppose, because you got to pay everyone. But keep it simple, keep it simple. I think that this guy that I watch, this YouTuber, Paul Lando, he does 20-minute videos. He'll have his producers. They do all the production. They draw even, and they use beautiful stories, and then beautiful storytelling, drawings. The stories obviously are from all over the world, and crimes past and present and all, but it's 20 minutes, half an hour, and you watch it at your own leisure. He did one live, I think, or two, but he's got 1.3 million subscribers, and he has been building his channel for so many years. But he's gay, and a lot of people attack him for that, I suppose. Where I normally ask, how he's going, and if you found love, because love is love. But yeah. And then you've got Jay, from Guilty of Crime. She's great, and she's married and has kids, and people attacked her, and I thought it's just disgusting. Exactly. Even like, crime and drama sells. People do it for clicks and likes and subscribers. But, you can have 500,000 subscribers, but your content is triggering and full of malice. I'd rather have less subscribers, and sorry, the TV just decided to go crazy on me. And so, but to have a better, we can touch on crime and stories, but I'm not a psychologist or trained in any way. I think it's important to be kind, and then who did? Jay? Oh yes, I'm aware. Yeah, I'm aware she... you Google certified? Oh, yeah. No, it's crazy, isn't it? You see me now. You see me now, you don't. It's, I think no matter if you're on YouTube or Facebook or TikTok or what's the other one, Instagram, which I'm not. Yeah, you gotta be mindful. For some people, YouTube is a business, you know, they make money, they receive money, and I've helped many YouTubers. I've been a member and I've gifted memberships, and but Jay is just a sweetheart, you know, and she's genuine, you know. But then sometimes I don't watch a lot of it because I just don't want to, you know. Jay emailed me and just to make sure that I was okay one day, you know. I just got an email saying, are you okay, Grace? I haven't seen you. And I thought, yeah, I'm alright, just been away, but I watched the replays. Sometimes I don't comment. Depends how I feel the energy, you know. When you feel the energy is heavy, I don't want people reading my name and sending me juju, bad juju. So that's right. And when it's in regards of Maddie, I just wait. I mean, he's been convicted, and that's it. It's like with the Brian Koberger case. He's been convicted, but there's a lot of YouTubers continuously putting new documents, which is great, and news, and I think that when the case is over and the person is in jail, for me that's the end, and let them squirm to the end of bloody time, and don't give him any time, you know. Erin Patterson will... Oh, that's right. My daughter says she watched the first part of some series on Stan. Right. Oh, gosh. Laurie Barlow. Gosh. So, I don't think Emmy... Well, she doesn't really watch crime, but she can watch horror, but yeah. Oh, God. Well, my birthday is the 20th of February, and I think that's when... Yeah, no. The other one was, the Adam Montgomery trial. I had trouble with that one. But yeah, I like to watch Forensic Files. I love it. And it's all cases, you know, and you watch cases from like, because that's what interests me the most in true crime is forensics. I love DNA analysis, fingerprinting, and it's incredible, you know. Like my DNA is out there, documented everywhere. I'm not too fast, but when you had cases, you know, in 1985, 1984, you wonder how now, I mean, you've got DNA, you've got this, you got, well, you got cameras, civilian cameras, but I don't know, you know, how they did it back in the 70s and 80s to find whoever committed the crimes. Now there's cameras. They did have cameras in one of the videos I saw, but the camera was so...
Excuse me, Mum. I'm so sorry to interrupt.
Hang on one second. Sorry, Amy, my daughter's looking for the hot water bottle. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, she was looking for the hot water bottle. So we had 29 degrees Celsius, very hot. And now it's 14 and rain. But that's spring, you know, it happens. You get high winds. She's good. They're up still, 1:30 in the morning. She was gonna go back. She stays with a partner. But she came to help me a little bit. Cook, and she did all the vacuuming today. Did the mowing the other day and cooking, you know. We're still chilly here. Like we started winter. Oh my goodness. May, end of May started to get cold. June, July, August is cold. Winter here. In Melbourne. And then you get, you know, by October, you know, November, we'll start to get really cold. So yeah. And my youngest son, I hope to see him soon because he's been working in Western Australia, which is about 5 hours on a plane from here. And you're still in Australia. I think it's 4 hours to Perth. So, everybody's saying hello.
Hi, everybody.
I
Have a beautiful time.
flip the camera. See,
I'm searching through Mum's things. I'm rummaging.
she's looking for the hot water bottle. Hang on.
Like when you're in the op shop and you go through like the things. I'm trying to find everything. Where is it? Mom.
You're on camera now. Look at the top.
You want to see a real show?
Look at the
Oh, I
top.
don't want to get monetized.
Oh, really?
I don't know.
I'm not monetized, so. That's
Demonetized?
it. You're not on you're not on.
Okay, cool. You never know.
So.
No sé dónde es, pero acá I saw it before. It was here.
No, I told you it's
but
there.
then I moved it. You know where it is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's just sitting there where my bag is.
Oh, okay.
We have so many hot water bottles, but I've got them in my property off grid because it gets really cold in winter. So
You got a rice bag, you've got wool, you've got a jumper, you've got 17 walking sticks. I'm not so dumbass.
it's not there.
No, I'm not.
Under the bag.
I'll find it.
Under the bag there.
I'll find it. Yeah, I did pick it up. And then under the bag, you've got a rice bag. You've got some things.
Maybe it fell.
I'll find it if I need it. Otherwise, it's not an emergency. Está bien.
What about on top of my little basket, clothes
that's it.
basket?
Found it. Oh, good.
She found it.
Yeah.
Okay, show the world.
This is a hot water bottle. It saves you using the heater. You light a fire in the backyard, put your billy on the pop, and you pour some hot water, and you fill your sack up, and then, you know, just be careful though, because it might pop. That's not a good time. But
Janet and Shannon are here going, yay.
damn it, Janet, I love you. You know, it's from Rocky Horror. She'll know that.
She lives in Canada and it's getting chilly.
Wait, is it on me?
Yep.
Hi, everyone.
They were saying that you're a good daughter.
No, I'm really shy.
5-hour flight, you can be in Mexico. Yeah, but Australia is huge.
Who's paying though? That's crazy. Me, I'm paying. We're going.
It's crazy because in Australia, well, it's expensive as well. Like, it's really expensive. If you go to Queensland, it used to be $700 just to get there, you know?
Don't push me away.
And so
She's pushing me away.
sometimes you can't.
I've been abandoned.
¿Para qué hiciste eso?
¿Por qué no? Why not keep it interesting? People get bored online. They want to see some weird shit.
Anyway, the flight to Perth was $700 as well.
Let's keep it really serious online. We love that. God forbid laughing.
And then I think it was 3 hours. Just all up. But by the time you stop in Sydney and then you stop again and then you stop again, it's like 11 hours. You know. So yeah. Australia is huge just to get places, you know. So you can drive places too. Like to drive to Sydney is 10 hours. Oh, the bus is alright too, but Perth, people have driven to Perth. I think it takes a few days. So all the states here have different seasons too. You got tropical up north in Australia, and then you've got really hot in the center. That's where little Gus went missing. It gets really hot. So when they were looking for him there, I think that day was 37 Celsius, which would be like 130 Fahrenheit, I think. You can get very hot in the center. They get up to 54 Celsius. They actually have, like, when you get into the town, it says the temperature in Cooper Pedy and all that. It's crazy. But yeah, I'm going to go too because it's almost 2 a.m. So I'm going to try and sleep. Just wanted to share a few bits and pieces and catch up. Alright, my beautifuls. I'm glad you had a laugh and a hug. And I shall see you soon. Hopefully I'll go to the beach too soon. I love yous. Bye. Behave.